by making up for lost time.
Now, how do I claim this show as a dependent?
You can't claim the show as a dependent. It's a business.
But us staying in business is dependent on if you guys are entertaining. And let me tell you, friend, we ain't exactly rolling in the dough. So what does that tell you?
Well, that's not how taxes work.
Hello, folks. This is Yesterday Today, the show that brings you the best of yesterday's radio today. I'm Jake Westbrook. My co-host is McLean Westbrook. And today we're joined by our producer, who is working on justifying his receipts for the IRS.
I don't understand. What's wrong with putting down this Italian meatball sub from Papa Kelsey's Pizza is a business expense?
You can't just put down your lunch as a business expense.
What are you talking about? I need nourishment, don't I? If I don't have fuel, how am I supposed to get up every day and run this little radio operation?
What about this bottle of Pepto-Bismol listed as a business expense?
The purchase was a direct result of the Italian meatball sub, which we've already established was a business expense. Ergo, so was the Bismol.
I'm beginning to see why you're being audited.
Yeah, don't you think you might want to hire someone to help you with your taxes so this kind of thing doesn't happen again?
Hire somebody nothing. I got family coming over to help me.
Family?
Yeah, Sidney. The kid just declared his major in finances. Turns out he's a whiz with the numbers and money and the taxes and that kind of stuff.
I didn't even realize Sidney was still taking college classes, but I guess I'm glad he finally declared a major.
It took him almost as long as it took me.
Yeah, he'll be here in a couple minutes. Told me he'd be more than happy to give me his full attention and help me out with the old W-2s, 1040s, WD-40s, all that stuff.
Well, that's great. While we wait for Sidney to come and save the producer from prosecution, you might have guessed by now that the theme of the show today is that most darkest of times, Tax Day. And so, in that spirit, we have two comedy shows for you today. The first one is The Great Gildersleeve.
I'm telling you, tickets to a New York Mets game do not count as a business expense.
What do you mean? I talk about the Mets on this show all the time. Going to the games is how I seek out content to use on here.
Now let's join our friend, the great Gildersleeve. With the Ides of March almost upon him, he's barricaded himself in his den, where we find him now, alone with his conscience and his income tax return.
There. Wait a minute. What's this? Computation of alternative tax. Use only if you had an excess of net long-term capital gain over net short-term capital loss. And item 23, page 1, exceeds $18,000. What does that mean? Well, I guess the $18,000 lets me out. Let's check through this once more, see if I've got everything. Salaries and other compensation. Dividends. Don't make me laugh. Interest on bank deposits, notes, etc. Wait a minute. That's savings account. What about the interest on that?
Why bring that up?
Yeah. What? Who's there? Did somebody speak?
You heard me. Why bring up a little thing like that bank account?
Who are you?
Your conscience.
Conscience? Well, long time no see. Where have you been?
Oh, around.
Well, look, about that savings account of mine, the interest on that is income. I'm supposed to report it.
Gildersleeve, are you going to be a weak sister all your life? How are you ever going to get ahead that way?
Well, I want to be fair.
All right, be fair to yourself. Give yourself a break for once. If you don't, who will?
I know, but...
Listen, there are men in this town who make 4 and 5 times what you do. Let them pay their taxes.
But it says right here, interest on bank deposits.
All right, how are they going to find out?
Well, I don't know.
If they find out, all right, you pay. But why should you go out of your way to lose your hard-earned cash?
Well, that's a point, maybe.
I always say what they don't know won't hurt you.
Maybe you got something there, brother. Suppose we just overlook the bank interest.
Now you're getting smart, Gildersleeve. Now you're getting smart.
massage, do you, Floyd?
When I get through with you, Judge, your face will be as smooth as a baby's. Well, if it ain't Mr. Gildersleeve. Greetings and salutations, Commissioner.
How's chances for a haircut, Floyd?
Come right in. I'll only be a few minutes. Just giving the judge a little massage here.
What's the matter, Judge? You feeling a little under par today?
Not too good. Been working pretty hard lately. This is a busy season for the legal profession.
How about a little sun lamp, Judge? Take that unhealthy look off you.
Who's unhealthy?
Take the other chair there, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thanks.
I can work on you while the judge is cooking here.
Yeah, those old goats are tough. You have to let them cook a long time.
There, how's that, Judge? Too hot for you?
No, but what are you trying to do, blind me?
Oh, I forgot. I'll put some cotton over your eyes.
Yeah, stuff some in my ears, too, so I won't hear Gildersleeve.
Yes. Better keep that mouth of yours shut, Judge. You'll get your tonsils sunburned.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, glad you liked it.
Feeling pretty smug, aren't you, Gildy?
Well, why shouldn't I? I've got my income tax all done. Not a care in the world. I'll be enjoying a pleasant weekend while the rest of you fellas are sweating over yours.
You mean you got yours done already?
Sure, all but mailing it. I tossed it off in a couple of hours.
Listen, my friend, this year is no time to be tossing off income taxes.
What do you mean?
Well, they tell me the government's checking up on them twice as carefully this year.
Oh, who told you that?
Never mind. I heard.
Oh, that Treasury Department. They're tough. That's the same as the G-men, you know.
Well, I've got nothing to worry about.
Like last year, there was a guy I knew over in Compton, had a shop there. Doing a nice little business, too. Not terrific, but okay. As a matter of fact, his brother's wife and my wife were... Well, never mind that. The point is, last year, he did a little finagling on his income tax. You know, held out a little interest.
Interest?
Yeah. And a few months later, a big guy walks into his shop and says, "What's about this, mister?"
Well, if you ask me, he had it coming to him.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all. Guy just walks in and says, "What's about this, mister?" Boy, what they can do to you for that. Practically send you up for life.
Look, life? Nonsense. They can't do anything to you if you just make a little mistake. Can they?
You're downright they can, Gildy. The penalties are pretty severe.
Me, I'm taking no chances. I'll tell you about another case I heard about. A fella got the idea that if he
look, maybe I'd better come back some other time, Floyd. Gotta be getting home now.
But I'm almost through here. It won't be a minute.
Some other time. My hair isn't very long anyway. I'll be back. Gotta run now.
Well, sure, Mr. Gildersleeve, if you gotta run.
Yeah, I gotta run.
Say, Gildersleeve, what's your hurry?
I'm not in any... who said that?
Same old conscience.
Oh, you again.
Yes. Are you going to give in to that weakness, my boy?
What weakness?
You know. You're about to give yourself the worst of it on that bank interest. Sucker.
Yeah, who's a sucker? I am not. I'm not going to do anything of the sort.
That's the way I like to hear you talk.
Who's that?
It's me. It's I. Leroy.
What?
What are you doing at my desk, young man? Have you been looking at my income tax return?
No. What's the matter with it?
Nothing. I wonder if the FBI would listen to a kid.
What?
Never mind, Leroy. I'm in a hurry. I want to get that return in the mail right away. In fact, if I...
Mr. Gildersleeve? Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, I'm so glad you came home. Could you give me a little financial advice, please?
Bertie, I told...
Oh, this ain't the finance company, Mr. Gildersleeve. This is a lot tougher than that.
What's tougher than a finance company?
Income tax man.
You're right, Bertie, but your tax shouldn't be too difficult.
Oh, no, sir. The tax part's easy. What's worrying me is these here reductions.
The reduction? Oh, well, let me see here, blank.
Yes, it's out in the kitchen. I'll get it right away.
Confound it. I haven't got time to fool with Bertie's taxes now.
Say, Unc, as long as you're here, how about giving me a little help with my homework?
No, Leroy. Homework is intended to be done by the child, not by the parent.
But this is very timely, Unc. It's a composition for current events.
On what topic?
The privileges of being a taxpayer.
I don't believe it.
How about it, Unc? Can you help me?
No, my boy. With that topic, you'll just have to use your imagination. And plenty of it.
Here's my blank, Mr. Gildersleeve. Say, what does this mean right down here?
Where? Oh. Check whether this return was prepared on the cash or accrual basis.
Are they talking to me?
Yes. I don't know who they're talking to, Bertie. That question has been on the form for 20 years. I bet even Morgenthau doesn't know the answer. Now, let's see. You put down your salary.
Yes, all but the reduction.
Reduction? Oh, well, let's hear some of the reductions.
Well, I bought some furniture and a radio, and I sent some money to my brother, and I lent some money to my sister, and besides that, I owe a lot of money.
Bertie, these items are only deductible if they're expenses.
Mr. Gildersleeve, if my brother ain't an expense, I never saw one.
Bertie, the government is talking about business expense, like a farm or a store. I think you can forget the expenses.
Oh, you mean I don't have to say nothing about my farm?
Farm? What farm?
The farm back home where my papa lives.
Does your father own the farm?
No, sir, he just runs it. He don't run it very good, but he runs it.
What does he raise on it?
Peas.
Peas? I never heard of a pea farm, Bertie.
No, sir, I didn't either. We used to raise cotton, but the government said they'd give us some money to raise peas, so we switched to peas. And now we get a pea check every year from the government.
Bertie, I advise you to forget the farm for the present. I'm busy now. I'll help you with this thing tomorrow. Oh, and Leroy, you forget your composition.
Okay, Unc, where are you going?
I'm going to get this return notarized, then I'll mail it and forget the whole thing. Hello, Peavy. What's that bell?
Surprised you, didn't it? It's operated by an electric eye. It's just a new service for my customers.
For your customers?
Yes, if I'm asleep in the back of the store, it wakes me up.
That's very remarkable. Look, Peavy, I'm in a hurry. You're a notary public, aren't you?
Yes, I am, Mr. Gildersleeve, although I haven't done much of that sort of thing lately.
Never mind. I've got the postman in his truck outside waiting for this letter, and I want you to notarize my signature.
Well,
Oh, there's the postman now. I'll tell him he'll only be a minute. Newt, I'll just be a second.
Okay.
Now, hurry up, Peavy. There's nothing difficult about just notarizing a signature.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. There are tricks to every trade. Be with you in 2 shakes.
What are you doing, Peavy?
I'm trying to find my stamp. It's been some time since I've done any of this legal work.
Oh, well, get a move on, counselor. United States mail waits for no man.
Oh, here's it. All right, where I left it.
Where was it?
Underneath the razor strops. Now, let's see. Stamp pad's dried up a little, but I guess we can moisten her up with some H2O. That's pharmacy lingo for water, Mr. Gildersleeve.
I know that, Peavy. I'm water commissioner in this town.
I've clean forgotten that.
Hurry up, Peavy. This is the last mail. Just a second, Newt.
Okay, but I ain't got all day.
Now what, Peavy?
It's working. There. See?
Oh, given under my hand and seal as a notary public in this state on the blank day of blank in the year 19 blank. My commission expires on March 31, 1918. Peavy, you haven't been a notary for 25 years.
Well, what about it?
Yep, never mind, Newt. I can't make it today.
Well, for...
Peavy, I don't know why I keep doing business with you. You're the most inefficient druggist in the county, and you know it.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. What was it you wanted notarized anyhow, Mr. Gildersleeve?
What do you suppose, Peavy? Monday's March the 15th. I wanted to notarize my income tax return.
Well, I wish you told me that, Mr. Gildersleeve. It's not necessary to get them notarized this year.
What?
That's right. Here. Just look at the bottom of the form.
Where? Oh, by George, you're right. Well, I guess I'll be running along then.
Can't I sell you something, Mr. Gildersleeve?
No, not today, Peavy.
Well, just a minute, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'll show you a trick. If you know how, you can step over the beam of this electric eye and go in and out without making a sound. Look. See? I fooled the beam.
Peavy, you're a fool.
Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. Our hero has spent a restless night dreaming of deductions, exemptions, and computations. He rises Sunday morning still suffering the pangs of indecision and making them pretty tough on the rest of the household.
Bertie,
Yes, Miss Gildersleeve?
I wonder if you could warm up this miserable little cup of coffee.
Yes, sir, right away.
Why didn't you drink it while it was hot, Uncle Mort?
Because then it'll be gone. This way I have the fun of smelling it a little longer.
You didn't eat much breakfast,
No, my dear, breakfast doesn't mean what it used to on Sunday mornings.
but you had everything you used to have.
I know, but I feel guilty eating it.
Unc, could you help me with my homework now?
Leroy, I'm in no mood to compose a composition.
Oh, please,
No,
Unc.
I'm going to lie down and read the Sunday paper.
But you haven't had your coffee. You can help me a little, Unc. I got a swell start on it.
Start? Let me hear it.
Okay. Let us be thankful that we live in a country like this, where freedom shines like a beacon unto the world. Till this war is won, we at home should consider it not only our duty, but our privilege to go without things and pay our taxes. How's that, Unc?
Say, that's pretty good, Leroy.
Thanks, Unc.
Yes, my boy, you're beginning to develop quite a style. A little like Macaulay. Wait a minute. Did you make that up, Leroy?
Practically.
Where did you find it?
On that blotter from the bank.
Oh, so... I thought so. Young man, do you know that plagiarism is a serious crime?
Yeah, who'd do such a thing?
You have just done it.
Here's your coffee, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Thank you, Bertie. Leroy, go up to your room and write 50 times, plagiarism is a crime.
50 times?
50. And don't argue, it'll be 100.
Okay, Unc. Gosh, 50 times.
I gotta do something about that kid. See who that is, will you please, Bertie?
Yes, sir.
No time for anybody to be calling on anybody.
Good morning, Throckmorton.
Hello, Leela.
Hello, Marjorie. Good morning. Say, I like it. You do? I think it's awfully cute.
What are you two talking about?
My new fascinator, Throckmorton. Don't you like it?
Where is it?
On my head, silly.
I thought that thing was a shawl.
Oh, man. Throckmorton, hurry and put on your coat. We're late already.
Late? Late for what, Leela?
You haven't forgotten your promise to go to church with me this morning, have you?
Oh, but Leela, my income tax, I've got to get it off.
You can finish it later, Throckmorton. Here's your coat. Now, come on, you old heathen, you.
But I...
Hush up now. We've got to get along. See you later, Marjorie. Yes, we'll be along. Here's your hat, Throckmorton.
That's Leroy's hat. Here's mine. Well, let's go then.
Hey, Unc, wait a minute.
What is it, Leroy?
How do you spell plagiarism?
P-L... Just right, I've been a naughty boy.
I thought it was such a worthwhile sermon today, didn't you, Throckmorton?
Yeah.
And Dr. Needham is such a fine-looking man. Don't you think so? Don't you think so, Throckmorton?
Yeah.
You know, when he stands up there and preaches, the way he looks at me, I just feel that everything he says is meant for me. Don't you, Throckmorton?
Yeah.
Throckmorton, can't you say anything but yes?
Yes. I mean no. I mean yes.
Oh, honey, what's wrong? You haven't been yourself all morning. Tell Leela what's wrong.
Oh.
You seem so distant somehow.
Well, I was just listening to the sermon, that's all.
Well, I don't know what was so fascinating about the sermon. Oh, of course, I thought it was very worthwhile and all that, but the way of the transgressor is hard. I guess we all know that.
I wonder if we do, Leela. I wonder if we do.
Throckmorton, you're the strangest man. You're so moody. Just sat there all through the sermon staring at your hands and never once looked at me. I couldn't help noticing that George Bagby never once took his eyes off me, if it interests you.
Interest?
Well, I see it doesn't.
Leela, don't misunderstand me, but I've got problems.
Well, I'm sure I don't know what kind of problem would make a gentleman invite a lady to church and then be rude to her.
I'm not being rude. I mean, I didn't mean to be. The sermon started me to thinking, Leela, that's all. There's something I've got to attend to.
Well, you run right along and tend to it. Just leave me here at the gate.
But, Leela...
No, I won't invite you to stop in this morning because I know you're much too busy.
Leela!
Goodbye, Throckmorton, and thank you for the use of your arm.
Pretty soon now, as soon as your uncle and Miss Marjorie and Mr. Ben get here.
What are we Huh?
Leroy, you get out of here and don't come messing around my kitchen when I'm getting Sunday dinner. I ain't in no mood.
Okay.
And keep waiting that dining room table after I said it.
Well, can't I just have a piece of celery? I'm starving.
Well, just one. And I didn't say you could have no olives. Now, go on.
Gosh, I could die of hunger around here and nobody would care. Oh, hiya, Ben.
Hi, hello there, young fella.
There's Unc.
He'll be along. He just got for a word with Mrs. Ransom.
A word. That can run into days.
Let me take your coat, Ben.
Oh, I know where the closet is. Here, I'm going to take yours.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Ben, you know anything about putting airplanes together?
Little. I used to make a lot of them when I was a kid.
Swell. How would you like to help me with one?
Now, Leroy.
I get all the parts. It's me. Complete kit, 98 cents. I'll go up and get it if you say so.
Well, time's a little short, isn't it, for dinner?
Nah, we can get a good start on it and finish it up this afternoon.
Leroy, now don't bother Ben. He's worked hard all week, and he'd just like to sit down on a sofa and rest. Wouldn't you, Ben?
Sure. Anything you say.
How do you know what he wants to do? Let the guy make an airplane if he wants to, will you?
He doesn't want to make an airplane.
Oh, no? Don't you, Ben? Don't you want to make an airplane?
Well, I do anything anybody says.
There, what did I tell you?
Leroy, go away. Just go away.
Go away. That's all anybody ever says to me. Go away. What am I, a leopard or something?
All right, do it.
I'm warning you, Ben. Give her an inch and she'll take a mile. She'll henpeck the life out of you.
That's quite a brother you got there.
Oh, don't mind him. He's spoiled. Come on, let's sit over here on the sofa, shall we?
Sure. Anywhere you say.
There. Now, what is it you're going to tell me?
Well, I don't know what you're going to think of it.
Well, why don't you ask me and find out?
Well, maybe I've got a nerve thinking you care one way or the other.
Why, of course I care, Ben. What is it?
Well, Marjorie, I've got a chance to become an assistant inspector.
Oh.
It's a good job. It's for quite a lot less money.
Less?
Yeah, it's for the Army, sort of an inspector on Army contracts. I guess, well, they must need people pretty badly or they wouldn't take me. Well, not right away. I'd probably be working here at the plant, only I'd be working for the Army instead of for the company.
Oh, then I think it's wonderful. I think you ought to do it.
You do?
Uncle Mort, is that you?
Yes, me.
Uncle Mort, guess what? Ben's been offered a job for less money.
Well, that's fine. Or is it?
It's for the Army. Plant inspector. Is that it, Ben?
Well, it's not said or anything, Mr. Gildersleeve. They were just talking to me about it.
I told him you ought to go ahead and take it.
They're going to pay you less, you say?
Yes, sir, but I figure after all, the boys in the Army are only getting $50 a month.
That's right.
Money isn't everything, as the saying goes.
No, it's not.
And I figure anybody who doesn't do anything he can to help these days isn't going to feel he's worth much.
Oh, Ben, I'm proud of you. And I'm going to kiss you right in front of Uncle Mort.
Oh, gosh.
Aren't we proud of him, Uncle Mort?
Yes, I'm proud of you, my boy. Your lips are so red now, too. I wish I could say I was proud of myself, though. Will you excuse me for a moment? I'm going to the den. Call me if dinner's ready.
But Uncle Mort, it'll be ready any minute.
And start without me. I've got something I've got to get off my mind right away. No, we'll see about this thing. I'm going to get an honest night's sleep. It cost me a year's salary. Where is it? Where is that tax blank?
Right in the upper left-hand drawer where you put it.
Thanks. Oh, you again. I thought you'd be coming around.
What you gonna do, Gildy?
Never mind what I'm going to do. You just watch.
Gildersleeve, are you going to be a sucker all your life?
Oh, go away and let me alone, will you?
Now, Gildy, don't be like that. I'm your pal. I'm just trying to help you.
Well, I don't need any help right now.
Listen, pal, do you know what's going on right this minute, only 3 blocks from here?
What?
Judge Hooker, that pillar of the law. He just deducted $150 for a bad debt that never existed.
That's a lie. Hooker wouldn't do a thing like that.
Listen, that old goat...
He may be an old goat, but he's an honorable old goat.
Gildy, I'm trying to tell you that kind of thing is going on all over the country. Why should you be different?
Listen, you can't talk like that about this country. You're not my conscience. Who the devil are you, anyway?
Yeah.
Hitler? The devil, that's who you are. You're the devil.
And what are you going to do about it?
I'll show you what I'm going to do about it. There. Take your dirty, crooked deductions and get out of here.
No!
Yeah. Now, interest on savings account, $2.16. By George, I feel better already.
Dinner's on the table. It's getting cold.
Coming, my dear. Save some for me. Well, is nobody eating?
Why, we're waiting for you to carve.
And step on it, will you, Unc? I'm dying.
No more than I am. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
You ain't going to have to, Mr. Gildersleeve. I got a roast of beef.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, Bertie, that's the prettiest sight I ever saw in my life. Where in the world did you find it?
Oh, I had my eye on it. I've been trailing it for a week.
Yes. Ben, how do you like yours? Rare, medium, or well done?
Oh, any way at all for me.
Oh, speak up, man. We've got all kinds here. Every man to his taste.
He likes it medium, Uncle Maury.
Let Ben decide for himself, why don't you?
Yeah. Kind of medium for me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
That's the stuff. Well, eat hearty, everybody. This may be the last roast beef we'll see till the war's over.
Unc, don't say that.
My boy, while this war is on, no sacrifice is too great.
That's true.
Let us be thankful that we live in a country like this, where freedom shines like a beacon unto the world. I mean it. Till this war is over, we at home should consider not only our duty, but a privilege to go without things and pay our taxes. Remember that.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been asked to give you a brief message of great importance. If you're a single man or woman and you earned more than $500 during 1942, you must make out an income tax report. If you're married and living with your wife or husband and you earned over $1,200 in 1942, you must make out an income tax report. You must mail your report before midnight Monday, March 15th. To make out one of these reports, all you have to do is go to any bank and ask for an income tax form. They'll give it to you and tell you where to mail it. Good night, everybody.
Music on this program was under the direction of Claude Sweeten. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to listen again next week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
You women are having your shopping troubles these days. So let me tip you off to a quick solution for that main dish problem. At your food store, whenever you see the yellow and blue package marked Kraft Dinner, think of this. Macaroni and cheese ready in 7 minutes cooking time. You see, that Kraft Dinner package contains a special quick cooking macaroni that cooks fluffy, tender, in boiling water. The package also gives you some Kraft grated so you can sprinkle it in the cheese goodness in a jiffy. Just 7 minutes at the stove and you have a dish full of fluffy, light macaroni with cheese flavor through and through. A grand main dish all by itself, and a wonderful extender for a little leftover meat or chicken, too. Each package of Kraft Dinner gives you 4 good servings at a cost of only a very few cents a serving. Of course, this quick-made macaroni and cheese is extra popular right now, so it's wise to order your Kraft Dinner early in the week. This program has reached you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Now, Sidney, I know you're only technically my son-in-law, and you don't live with me or anything, but I do pay part of your salary, so I feel like I should be able to claim you as a dependent.
Harold, Harlan, Haley, Hartley. Oh, no. Hayden? Hawkins.
Sidney, are you listening?
Yeah, sorry. I'm distracted by this baby Maine book. You know, Maisie and I still can't find a good one. I'm up to the H's in here, and none of them sound good to me. Welcome back to Yesterday Today, folks. Our producer is being audited, and he is seeking assistance from Sidney.
Hey, Sid, I understand naming babies is important and all, but if I don't do this tech stuff right, your kid's grandpa is going to the slammer. Now, what qualifies as a deduction?
What qualifies as a deduction? Deduct. Hey, deduct. That's kind of a good name, right?
Deduct?
Little baby deduct. It could even work for a boy or a girl.
Sidney, no.
Sidney, naming a baby deduct is not a good idea. Trust me.
Actually, it doesn't sound bad when you say it.
Sorry, guys. Maisie and I have been thinking about baby names so much, it's the only thing in my head right now. I don't even understand words anymore. I just think of them as potential baby names.
Well, give your weary mind a rest and help me with these tax forms, eh, Sid?
Yeah, right. All right. Now, let's see here. Oh, okay. I get it now. I see. In my finance classes, they show us tax audits like these. I've seen a ton of people in these situations.
Really? What do they do?
And usually they go to prison.
Hey, I can't go to prison. I haven't perfected my pickled pig's feet recipe yet.
Pickled pig's feet?
I pickle rare cuts of meat. What of it?
No, don't worry. I'll help you out of this thing in a jiff. Hey, Jeff. There's a good idea for a name. Here's little baby Jeff.
Sidney, no, it just sounds like you're mispronouncing Jeff. Don't do that.
No, fine. Anyway, all right. Tax forms. What is this purchase you have listed here?
Well, that's my autographed Boss Skaggs album. That was an investment. It's only going to go up in value. It's got to count for something.
Sidney, don't name your kid after Boz Skaggs.
Hey, you could do worse.
So you're really only supposed to write off things that are directly related to the business?
Hey, I've been saying we need to start playing Steve Miller Band on this show for years.
Steve Miller, huh?
I guess Steve Snorthoff is better than Boz.
All right, well, while we tackle baby names and taxes, here's the second half of our show, an episode of Abbott and Costello.
Trying to get by and now the big government wants their share. Boy, I don't think I've even had a share myself. It ain't so easy, paying these taxes and all, which is why I haven't done it for the last 20 years.
The Abbott and Costello program, with the music of Carl Hoff and his orchestra, our singing star Amy Arnell, and spotlighting that chunky, chubby little cherub who, when caught putting a needle and thread in his Uncle Artie Stebbins' pocket because he heard him say he was going out on a tear, calmly said,
I'm a bad boy!
Costello. Come here, let me look at it.
Oh, what do you want, Abbott? What do you want?
Well, what are you doing in those pajamas?
Oh, Abbott, pajamas? Hey, Abbott, I've been up all night figuring out my income tax, and boy, am I happy.
Why?
I'm going to pay less than I ever paid before.
How is that?
I put the government down as a dependent.
Listen, Costello, why do you ask me to help you with your income tax?
Oh, why should I ask you?
Well, because I happen to have a business school diploma, and that makes me a certified public accountant.
I beg your pardon? That makes you what?
A certified public accountant.
Well, I got electricity in my hair. Does that make me a bridge lamp?
I know. Talk sense, please. Let me see your income tax blank.
Oh, I'm not using a blank this year, Abbott. I'm making out my tax return on my handkerchief.
On a handkerchief? What's the idea?
This year I'm paying through the nose.
That's ridiculous. First, tell me, who has to file an income tax? Now, do you know?
Everybody but babies.
Why not babies?
Of course, they can't tell you what they want taken off.
Costello, look, will you be serious? What does the blank say about salaries?
Well, it says like this. Where did I read it?
Read it carefully.
Yeah. Salaries are income received from others consisting of wages, fees, commission, bonuses, and other compensation for personal services and interest accrued in excess of exemption, and anyone around my base is it. How did that get in there?
Look, what does it say about Schedule A?
Oh, Schedule A.
Yes.
Schedule A. It says, see paragraph 5, Schedule B.
Well, what does Schedule B say?
It says, run around paragraph B and detour to paragraph 7.
Look, never mind. What does it say in paragraph 7?
It says, you won't give up, eh?
Oh. Look, let's go back to Schedule A. Read it. Go ahead.
All right. Now, Schedule A says, Section 4 says,
yes.
Total net short-term capital gains enter as item 10. Column 5, upper 6, lower 7. Stick them up, Lone Ranger. I've got you covered.
Now, will you cut out the silliness, Costello? I'll answer this question. What is your income?
Oh, about 3 o'clock in the morning.
No. I'm talking about your income, less withholding tax. The answer to that is obvious. Obvious? Okay, I'll write the answer down.
Now, go ahead.
How do you spell obvious?
No. I better break the question up for you.
Okay. Hey, Abbott,
What?
after you got it broken up, will you do me a favor?
What?
Throw it away.
Look, let's go on with the next question. Are you living with husband and wife?
I have no wife, and I'm not living with my husband.
Oh, you left him, eh? Why did you do it?
Because he was very mean to me, and he beat me over the head with one of the children. Wait a minute! I haven't got no husband. I'm old maid.
Look, Costello, if you're single, what are the names of your parents?
Papa and Mama.
Look, what was your mother's name before she got married?
I don't know. I didn't know her then.
Well, we'll come back to that later. Remember, you can't cheat or you'll deprive the government of money they need.
What do they need it for?
Well, for instance, the government needs money to build bridges. Do you know why we have to have more bridges?
Sure, to keep the taxpayers coming across.
No. We need the money for public works. Like, for instance, the FHA. Do you know anything about the FHA?
Is that anything like OB?
What is OB?
That's B.O., spelled backwards.
No, Costello. The FHA is the Federal Housing Administration. Now, suppose you wanted to build a house for $10,000 and you only had $7,000. What would you do?
Marry a dame with $3,000.
Well, there's no sense talking money with you. You don't even know the difference between capital and labor.
Oh, yes, I do. If I loan you $10, that's capital.
That's right.
But when I try to get it back, that's labor.
Now, there you go again. Look, here, I'll explain it to you. Capital is the useful expenditure that employs labor. For example, you go into a store and you spend $1.
What do I buy?
That doesn't make any difference.
It makes a difference to me. When I spend $1, I want to know what I'm getting, brother.
I'm only using...
Thank you, Mom.
Never mind. Will you listen to me? I'm trying to straighten out your affairs here. I'm only trying to use that as an example. I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, but you're shooting my money.
No, look. I'm only trying to show you how money circulates. Suppose you spend $1. It starts to circulate. 30 cents of your dollar might wind up in the pocket of some man in New Hampshire.
What's his name?
What's whose name?
That guy in New Hampshire that just clipped me for 30 cents.
No. That's just an illustration. The man could be in Florida.
How do you like that? Now he went south with my 30 cents.
Costello, you know so little about money, it's no wonder you are able to pay your taxes at all.
Oh, I got all the money I need to pay my taxes.
Then what is worrying you?
Where I can borrow a couple of bucks to live on.
Oh, no. Why, that's the silliest thing I ever heard of. Listen, Costello, no matter how much taxes there are, the government always leaves you something.
Oh, yeah. Do you know my girlfriend Lena Gensler?
Yes.
Well, she walked into the tax office wearing a hat by Daché, a dress by Schiaparelli, and jewels by Tiffany. And when she got through paying her taxes...
What happened?
She walked out wearing a beer barrel valued by Schlitz.
Costello, will you please listen to me? Tomorrow's the deadline to pay your income tax. Now, where are you going to get the money?
I don't know, Abbott. Will you loan me the money?
No, sorry, Costello. I never loan money. You loan money to a person and you lose his friendship.
That's all right, Abbott. I got too many friends anyway. I need some money.
I beg your pardon, fatty boy. I gotta get a message through to my wife. Could I use your fountain pen? Your fountain pen? Your fountain pen?
My fountain pen?
No, your telephone.
Okay, there's the phone over there.
Oh, thank you. Hello, operator. I want to talk to my wife in Glendale.
Glendale?
No, Pasadena. The number is 135-711-468. 4. 2.
It's a good thing that it's not a dial telephone.
Oh, okay, operator, I'll wait.
Costello, why do you let this fella come in here in the middle of our business and cause all this disturbance?
Now, don't get excited, buddy. This is a very important call. My wife has been getting out of line lately, and I got to tell her off. Oops, that's it. Hello, Emma. Yeah? Yeah, this is me. Oh, is that so? Well, you can expect me home in 15 minutes. What? Well, put it back on the stove and keep it hot for me. Goodbye.
Oh, you sounded so off, mister. Do you think she'll do it?
Why, sure. She knows I can't wash dishes in cold water. Oh, so long, fatty boy. Fatty boy. Boy? No, Stubby.
Oh. Forget about him, Costello. Now, look, you've got to get the money to pay your taxes. Hey, come on. Let's go across the hall to Mrs. Niles. Now, look, talk nice to her, Costello. She might loan you the money.
Hello, Mr. Abbott. Oh, you brought back the wash tub you borrowed.
What wash tub?
Oh, pardon me. That's Costello.
Now, I wish you hadn't said that, Mrs. Niles. I was just going to tell you that you look like $1 million.
Costello, you never saw $1 million.
That's right. You look like something I never saw before.
Now, don't talk like that, Costello. I think Mrs. Niles is beautiful. She has a lovely smile.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Abbott. I should have a lovely smile. I go to see my dentist twice every year.
Yes, ma'am. Once for each tooth.
I wouldn't talk if I were you, Costello. I just saw your latest picture called The Little Giant.
Oh, you did? How'd you like it?
Oh, I thought it was very funny.
Thank you.
But with you in it, they should have called it The Oversized Wart.
I heard you tell Costello off, dear. Oh, you're so refreshing, dear. You're my little grapefruit.
Oh, no, get it. You're my little grapefruit.
Oh, no, I insist that you're my little grapefruit.
And I insist that you're my little grapefruit.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from a couple of old squirts.
Costello, remember what you're here for.
Oh, yes. Mrs. Niles, I need money to pay my income tax. Could you lend me $500, please?
$500? Don't be absurd, Costello. I haven't that much money.
Didn't you get any money from the accident?
Accident? I never had any accident.
Don't tell me you were born with that push.
Costello, I refuse to argue with you. You're no gentleman. In my day, men didn't fight with women.
In your day, the men were too busy fighting the Indians.
Well, you certainly fixed yourself with Mrs. Niles. What are you going to do now? Hey, wait a minute. Why don't you call your Aunt May? She has a stocking full.
I'd rather call Betty Grable. She's got 2 stockings full.
Look, you've got to get the money somewhere, Costello. Let's go around the neighborhood and see if you can get it from some of your friends, huh?
Okay. Hey, look, Abbott. It's the actress, Fussy May Mucho. Hello, Miss Mucho.
Hello, boys.
Aren't you working today, Miss Mucho?
Well, I was working in a picture at Om, and they had to postpone it. The leading mon had a severe attack of streptococcus.
Streptococcus?
Ah, sure, Abby. You know what streptococcus is. That's where you get those little boobs in your tonsils.
Listen, Bessie, Costello's trying to borrow some money to pay his income tax.
Well, that's easy. Whenever I need cash, I go to the bank.
Bank?
Yes. Didn't you ever get any cash from a bank?
No, every time I go, I write a check. It bounces.
Well, I must be going now, boys. Good luck to you, Mr. Costello, and auf Wiedersehen to you.
And a hot weenie sandwich to you, too.
Costello, do you realize that your income tax payment has to be in tomorrow? Here, let's stop in here and see our old friend Scotty Brown. We'll take a chance.
I wish you would not knock on my door, laddies. When you come to my house, it's bad. It wakes up the termites and they start chewing on the foundation.
Hey, Scotty, old friend, I'm in trouble and I need $500 to pay my income tax.
Oh, I'd like to help you, laddie, but I just suffered a terrible financial setback.
Financial setback? What happened?
Well, I bought a pound of rice for supper. And when I was counting the kernels to see that I got a full pound, a terrible thing happened. One of the kernels rolled down the drain pipe.
Well, Costello, this is what you get for waiting until the last minute to pay your taxes. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Can you please loan me some money?
No, I'm sorry, Costello. I paid my taxes last week, and I don't have a cent. I'm a pauper.
Well, congratulations, Abbott. What was it, a boy or a girl? I didn't know you were a pauper.
Will you stop this nonsense, please? Now, you need money to pay your taxes, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, Why don't you go into this phone booth right here and call up your Uncle Artie Stebbins? He's got plenty of money.
Oh, that's a good idea, Abbott.
Well, let him loosen up.
Good old Uncle Artie Stebbins. He wouldn't turn me down.
Number, please.
Operator, give me my Uncle Artie Stebbins. Beverly Hills, 312.
Hello?
Hello, Uncle Artie. This is Louis Costello. How are you, Uncle Artie?
Just fine. What can I do for you, Louis?
Uncle Artie, I have to pay my income tax, and I wondered if you could loan me $500.
Talk louder. I can't hear you, Louis.
I said, could you loan me $500?
I can't hear you, Louis.
Could you loan me $500?
I can't hear a word, Louis.
Pardon me, Mr. Stebbins. This is the operator, and I can hear him very plain.
Then you loan him the money.
Well, come on, Costello. Walk faster.
I can't have it. I walked all over town. Nobody will loan me $500 to pay my taxes.
Well, it's your own fault. What do you do with all your money?
Well, it cost me a lot of money to live. Yesterday, I spent over $1,000 for car fare.
$1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, now, come. How could you spend $1,000 in one day for streetcar fare?
I forgot to ask for transfers.
Costello, why don't you save your money? Do you realize that if you save $10 a week, only $10 a week, in 10 years you'd have $20,000. Just think, Costello. If a depression came along, you'd have $20,000.
Suppose we don't have a depression in 10 years. There I am, stuck with all that money.
Costello, there's only one way to raise your tax money. You've got to borrow the money from a loan company. Come on, I think there's one down this street.
Pardon me, young man. Do you know how to get to the office of the OPA?
No, I don't.
Well, you go down this street, turn to the left at the next corner. Go 3 blocks to the right.
Wait a minute.
And then you come
Wait a minute! You asked me.
I asked you what?
How to get to the office of the OPA.
Well, you go down the street, turn to the left.
Will you get out of here, please?
Hey, Abbott! Costello! Hey, look, Costello, it's Melonhead.
Oh, Melonhead. Hey, I'm in a hurry, Melonhead. I gotta go across the street to the loan office to borrow some money. I'll see you later.
Wait a minute. Where are you going to be later?
I don't know. I might be anywhere.
Oh, now I should chase all over town looking for you, huh? I should leave my poor doubting wife sitting alone while I'm running all over town looking for you.
No, don't leave your wife. Stay with her. Stay with her every minute.
Oh, 24 hours a day I gotta look at her ugly puss, huh? Well, what do you want to see me about, Costello?
I didn't want to see you.
Oh, don't want to see me, huh? And why did you say you'd see me later?
That's just an old expression like your father's mustache.
What's wrong? What's wrong with my father's mustache?
Nothing. I'd like to see it.
Oh, you would, huh? Get this guy. My father's been dead for 20 years. He wants me to dig him up just so he can see what his mustache is.
Look, Melonhead, I'm trying to get money to pay my income tax. You come here, you're driving me to distraction.
I gotta drive you, huh? Too proud to walk.
I love walking. I think everybody should walk.
Oh, a fine thing. My brother John sells bicycles. But no, you say everybody should walk.
I've got nothing against bicycles. Thanks, John. I hope your brother sells 1 million bicycles. I hope he makes a fortune.
Sure. His income tax isn't high enough now, huh?
Look, Melonhead, I'll agree with you. Your brother's income tax is too high. He shouldn't pay so much.
Oh, he should cheat the government, huh?
Look, Melonhead, anybody that cheats the government is a no-good rat, a heel, a chiseler, and a thief.
Go on, hint. Go on, make my children ashamed of me.
Look, Melonhead, your children ain't ashamed of you. They've never been ashamed of you.
No, then why didn't they come to see me last summer in Alcatraz?
Will you wait
I hope you're satisfied, Costello. Now you've told everybody in the country I'm a convict. I ought to punch you right in your fat nose.
Now you got me good and mad, Melonhead. Put up your hands.
All right, my hands are up.
And my hands are up.
And my hands are up.
And my hands are up.
All right, our hands are up. Well, what are you going to do about it?
Let's play patty cake.
Come on, Costello. Let's get into the loan office and get that tax money. Hurry up.
Abbott.
What?
I don't know whether I want to borrow any money from a loan company or not. Suppose my friends found it out.
Oh, nonsense. See that sign up there? Confidential loan company. Wait a minute. Here comes the man now.
Good morning. I would like to... I was just going to... Shh. All I want... Shh. This guy is losing compression.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to speak in a whisper. This is a confidential loan company. Understand? Everything here is strictly confidential. I am Mr. I.O. Silver. I arrange the loans.
Oh, I.O. Silver, the loan arranger.
Now, I'll have to ask you a few simple questions. Where were you born?
I don't know.
But you must know. Where was your mother at the time?
She was in Chicago.
Then you were born in Chicago.
No, I wasn't. I was traveling with my Uncle Artie Stebbins at the time.
You dummy, will you talk sense to the man? Please. What day of the week were you born on?
Thursday.
How did you know it was Thursday?
Of course, the next day we had fish.
Lou, I told you to cut that out, didn't I? Quiet now, Lou. Well, remember, we must keep this strictly confidential. Now, are you the only child?
No. I was one of triplets.
Triplets? What were they, all boys?
No. One was a boy and one was a girl.
But you said triplets. What was the other one?
I don't know. The day we were born, the third one flew away and we never found out.
Will you please be serious? Now, listen, what's your name? What's your name and how much money do you want to borrow?
Well, my name is Lou Costello, and I want to borrow $500 if you'll promise to keep it very confidential.
My dear boy, that is the name of our company, the Confidential Loan Company. Now, I don't have $500 in the office right now, but I'll call one of my associates right down the block. We'll keep it all very confidential, of course. Okay. Pardon me while I open the window.
Why don't you try Sam on 59th Street?
Okay.
While you're at it, say hello to my Yankee pals in New Jersey.
Costello, will you keep your voice down?
Hey, Sam, have you got $1,000?
Wait a minute. I only need $500.
Quiet. I need $500 for myself.
Come on, Abbott. Come on, I'm getting out of this place.
Wait a minute, Costello. The man will get the money.
Yeah, but everybody in the world will know that I want to borrow money.
That's ridiculous, young man. Maybe one or two people might heard me, but they'll forget all about it.
Well, if it's just one or two people heard you, then I guess it's all right.
X-ray! Lou Costello's broke!
Costello will be back for Camel cigarettes in just a moment.
Well, Costello, you want to feel pretty good now that you've got your income tax all figured out.
Oh, yeah, Abbott. There was nothing to it. In fact, I feel like an expert, and I'm coming down in the middle of the audience, and I'm going to help all you people with your income tax.
No, to jail! Send us to jail! No, anything but that! Get on!
Wait a minute, you! Wait a minute! Gee, you don't know how smart I am.
Well, if you're so smart, tell me. Why is a lollipop like a racehorse?
I don't know. Why is a lollipop like a racehorse?
The more you lick it, the faster it goes.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody. And don't forget to give to your local Red Cross.
You've been listening to Yesterday Today. We're wrapping up the show as Sydney and the producer finish up working on the tax documents.
Man, thanks a million, Sydney. That's a relief to be done with taxes.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help. Once I realized that you had absolutely no idea what you were doing and we had to start completely over, it was easy.
Well, that's great. And you know what? Help will repay the favor. Since you helped me with my taxes, I'm going to help you and Maisie find a baby name.
Oh, really? You have a name in mind?
Oh, I have dozens of names in mind. I just put together a little list of the greatest Mets players to ever wear the orange and blue. Mike Piazza is my favorite, of course. Well, there's plenty others to choose from. Gil Hodges, Keith Hernandez, Tom Seaver. Now, I know he was also a Yankee, so normally I'd never suggest it. But I'm willing to make an exception for Yogi Berra.
They let bears play baseball?
Well, if you want more Yesterday Today, you can visit KISU.org or wherever you get your exempt, dependent, deductible podcasts.
Oh, you don't like the classic, Hall of Fame guys? What about a couple of active players? You got Pete Alonso, Edwin Diaz. These are all great options, not only to give your kid a name that they'll love and you'll always have a special place for it in your heart, for something to memorialize those miracle Mets. Darryl Strawberry. That's a good name.
If you got it, you don't need it. If you need it, you don't got it. You don't get it, shame on you. Funny, funny, funny what money can do. Them that have it, get more of it. Less they need it, more they love it. And it sticks to them like glue. Funny, funny, funny what money can do. Ask the rich man, he'll confess. Money can't buy happiness. Ask the poor man, he don't doubt. But he'd rather be miserable with than without. If you spend it, please be wiser. If you save it, you're a miser. You don't want it, you're cuckoo. Funny, funny, funny what money can do. La 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 loo, a nickel or a dime a penny. La 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 loo is better than not having any. La 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 loo, a half a dollar or a quarter. La 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 loo makes people do a lot of things they hadn't ever ought to do. If you're lucky and you make it, you're so frightened who might take it. Stomach troubles come to you. Funny, funny, funny what money can do. If you got it, you've got trouble. If you haven't, trouble's double. If you grab it, jail for you. Funny, funny, funny what money.
Your kid could be a Darryl or a Strawberry. Why not both? Darryl Strawberry, Sidney Stonehoff the Third. I'm just spitballing. That's what we need nowadays is more spitballers. A lot of those pitchers, they're getting the Tommy John surgery. Because, Jacob deGrom, by the way, Noah Syndergaard, a couple of my favorites from the past couple. But that Tommy John surgery they're getting because they have to grip the ball too tight since they banned the sticky stuff. So my theory is that you bring back the knuckleballers, you bring back the spitballers. You know, you don't need a grip because you want the ball to do funky things in the air. They just don't understand. If they let me manage the Mets, we'd be a series contender. We'd at least win the pennant. The Mets are probably one of the worst teams in the league, but I think things are looking up for them. I understand that there was a while where we went on a horrific loss streak, and we don't really have anything positive to look forward to, except for Edwin Diaz's trumpet song. But that's not the point. Bow, 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 bow. Look that one up, Jake. Edwin Diaz entrance. Blow your socks off. I've never gotten that pumped since Ricky Vaughn came out in the ninth inning to seal the trip to the NLCS for the Cleveland Indians.